Hey guys, welcome back. Now since we're sitting down, I'm explaining to you guys how I bought this car when I was 18 years old. This is going to be more of the financial side, so not so much about like, oh, what struggles, like, you know, what like problems you had. It's pretty much just going to be straight financial, like how I went from business to business to business, and then finally, you know, exploded after I started my e-commerce business. So the first thing is kind of give you a reason of why I started my business. My first business at the age of 15 was because of a financial, like a family financial disaster, which started when my dad left and, you know, my mom like not really working a job and not having any money. And that really led to me, you know, researching about how to, you know, start a business, you know, how to make money. I think the first time I've ever heard about entrepreneurship or business was from Ty Lopez. I saw his Here in the Garage ad a while back. I don't exactly remember when I saw it, but I know that really inspired me to see like his whole story and everything. Whether or not people agree with what he does, and you know, he's super controversial, but we're not gonna get into that. But I saw his video, I was like, oh wait, I can be an entrepreneur. And then I asked my mom, like, hey look, this guy's 67 steps course is $67, can I buy it? And my mom was like, no. So I was like, okay, well, you know, we don't have any money to buy his course, so I'm gonna have to, you know, make money to buy his course, which I did by playing video games, which we'll talk about later. So I bought his course, went through it, kind of had like this eye-opening experience about, you know, mindset change and everything. And it was really, really eye-opening. And that's when I started doing research about starting my own business. You know, his 67 steps course wasn't really business oriented. It's more about mindset shift. So it's going from, you know, going to college, getting a degree and working a 9-to-5 mindset shift to starting your own business and creating freedom and wealth and everything like that. And so then I went on Google, you know, search how to make money. So I found this guy's, I think his name was Phil Puskiowski, and he had a real estate investing course. And I believe it was basically teaching you how to contract properties and then do rehab and then flip it for money, pretty much. And I didn't realize at the age of 15 I wouldn't be able to sign a document, a legal document, because I wasn't, you know, an adult. So that didn't go very well. So in 6 months of me trying to learn all that, I realized, oh wait, I can't even do this business. And that was my first business failure. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep moving on. Most people fail the first time and they give up. But for me, like, I was like, I don't really have a choice because I really need to make money. So the next thing I did was stocks, penny stocks actually in particular, because of this guy named Timothy Sykes. And a lot of you guys may know of him too. I was on Instagram one day and I was scrolling through, like, you know, my Explore page, and it was, or Discovery page, whatever it's called. And I found this guy with his Lamborghini. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then his name was like Timothy Sykes. I was like, I clicked his bio. I was like, oh my God, he has like a McLaren, a Lambo, and he travels a lot. And he seems like he's making a lot of money. And I was like, hey, I want to follow this guy and make money with penny stocks too. So basically I tried to do that for about 6 months, made $100 in the span of 6 months, which was, you know, good, but you know, you can't live off of $100 in 6 months. So it was kind of disheartening because I thought that I would be able to make a lot of money, but you kind of do have to have a little bit of money to start off with. And I didn't have, you know, pretty much any money. And I lost a lot of money in the beginning because I was trying to learn the strategies and everything, you know, reading candlestick charts and everything like that. And it didn't really work for me. The next thing I did was I started to go into the digital marketing space, which was, you know, SEO and building websites. And back then, I think what I searched up was how to make money online. And then I started going on YouTube and I was like, there's this guy named Alex Becker, and he seems like he knows what he's doing. He's talking in front of a Lambo and a Ferrari, and just like this, like in front of, like sitting in front of his car and talking in his garage about how he bought a Lambo at like, I think 20 something years old. I was like, wow, that's really cool. The funny thing is, like, you know, fast forward 1 year after I saw that video, I'm sitting here in front of my own Audi R8, which is kind of crazy. It's mind blowing. But I watched a lot of his training videos, and I implemented everything he said because I was like, seems like a pretty legit guy. He seems like he's not holding back any information. He is trying to sell you a course, but he's giving you a lot of value, which is really good because as a beginner, you don't really know anything and you just have to trust because you're so blind that you just have to follow because you're so unaware of like in terms of business and in terms of what works and what doesn't work in business that you just have to follow. You kind of have to trust and follow and just do everything they tell you. So that's pretty much what I did. He's like, oh, make these WordPress sites and sell them. I'm like, okay, I'll make a WordPress website and I'll pitch people. So that's what I did for a little bit. I built a couple websites for, doctors, optometrists, hairdressers, just hella websites. And I was learning all of that. And after that, he was like, oh, why don't you guys do SEO? And I was like, what the hell is SEO? And he's like, search engine optimization. So I was like, okay, I'll do some research about what search engine optimization really is. And I found out that, you can rank websites on Google. And then when you when you type in a keyword like best chiropractor in LA, it'll show up if you have enough, backlinks and you have enough social proof and everything, social signals or whatever you call them. And you can get it to rank your own website to rank for the #1 spot. And then what you do is you use like this software to overlay your client's website, and they'll pay you for the #1 spot on that keyword, best chiropractor in LA. So I did that for a little bit. I learned a lot about PBNs. I learned a lot about how Google ranks and how they take information from websites and make them, sort them by relevance. I pretty much just did that for about 6 months. And I don't know why it's always a 6-month period, but I did that for about 6 months and I realized, I'm making I think I was making about like a couple $100 a month to a couple, not consistent because I was selling websites. I wasn't really, charging a recurring fee until I started going to SEO. Then I started charging recurring. But I was making a couple hundred to a couple, maybe like $1,000 a month. And I was like, yeah, I'm making money, but I want to become financially free. So that's when I heard from Alex Becker actually, heard about Shopify. And he was like, you guys should all make a Shopify store and run traffic using Facebook ads. I was like, okay. So let me do some research about that. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what a Shopify store is yet, but I don't care what it is. I'm just going to make one. And that exact day I had a Shopify store up. And it was in the video game niche. And it's crazy. Like I just applied exactly what he said. I did some research and pretty much I just blew it out of the water. Like the first week, I think I did about a week or two, I think I did about $800 in sales, which was about, 30-40% net profit. Next month, like the rest of the month for, I think it was like August, September, I don't remember. I did 10 grand, and that was when it was like, holy shit, I made 10 grand in revenue, and I was like a couple $1,000s in my first month. That's when I realized, okay, this is legit, and I need to reinvest in learning everything I can about this particular business. So I went to a mastermind. I invested, $3 grand, probably $2 to $3 grand to go to a high-level mastermind in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where I met my first mentor, Jonathan Foltz, and that's how I kind of networked my way up into the digital marketing space. And I learned a lot from being around people who are doing millions of dollars a year doing marketing online. That was a life-changing event. I think if I didn't go to that event, I don't think I'd be where I am right now. So to you guys, if you're making a couple $1,000s a month, you guys should probably go to an event or a conference, get out and learn something new. Because if you're making a couple $1,000s a month, there's definitely a lot of things that you can learn that you don't know. And that's exactly what I did. And looking back now, it's probably been one of the most crucial moments when I decided to, reinvest in my education. And then after that event, the results show exactly what the event did. And I went from doing 10 grand a month to 50 grand a month to doing $190,000 a month by the end of the year. And so it was kind of insane. I was making really, really good money. And this is Q4 and Christmas. And man, it was insane. It just blew up. And this is around the 3rd year mark. So when I was 18, and basically I decided not to go to college because I wanted to pursue this full time. I made $190,000 a single month. That's completely unheard of. at the age of like 18. Like I just literally just turned 18, and fast forward to the next 6 months. So when I was 18 and a half, I did like 350 grand in a single month. And that was like insane. And that was 60% profit. So I was making really, really good money off of that. And it just completely revolutionized my life. Like I no longer had to worry about what food I was eating. I didn't have to worry about, you know, helping my mom out with bills. I didn't have to worry about all these things that I was worrying about when I was broke. So I made a decision after I made, you know, I think I was crossing about $1 million in revenue. And I just bought this car because I was like, hey, look, I've always been really into cars ever since I was a kid. And cars have always been a motivation for me to do better. And when I was in high school, so when I was 17, when I was starting my first business, I remember at my SEO business, I was like, hey mom, like I really want to buy this CLA 250, which is Mercedes-Benz lowest spec model. And then I think it's about $250 to $350 a month, depending on the spec, but think about $250 a month car. And my mom was like, no, you can't, because I wasn't making that much money. Like, and it was really inconsistent when I was starting off in business. So I was like, shit, I can't buy a car. And I was trapped. I was like stuck driving this shitty ass 30-year-old Lexus. Insert photo right here. You guys can take a look at that. But it was really embarrassing pulling up to school and like talking to my friends in this broken ass thing. Like the lock on the passenger side door did not work. So every time I would exit, I would have to like lock the car. I would have to reach over to the passenger side and manually kick the lock and then exit out of the car and then lock it again. It just, the windows didn't work, the mirrors didn't work, like there's like the bumper was half hanging off. Like it's just like it wasn't really like a cool car, and I always wanted to be a cool kid. And I've always been very, very motivated because I love cars and I love driving them, not just because they have status, like this car has status, but really just the driving experience of, you know, having a car that can go really fast, handles very well, and it's just, you know, it's always been a dream of mine. And this car, by the way, is 6-speed manual, so it's not automatic for all you car guys out there. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason, you know, that I bought the R8, which besides the fact that I was making good money, it was just because I was a car guy. If I wasn't a car guy, I probably wouldn't have bought the car. Like, this doesn't make any sense. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys, you know, learned something from that. That's exactly how my story played out. Sounds really simple, but that was pretty much 3 years of my life. Ever since I was 15 to about 18 and a half, and actually 3 years and a half. So 3 years and a half to buy a supercar. All right guys, so this pretty much concludes this video. You guys can drop, I'm really curious, you guys can drop down below in the comment section what your dream car is. And this was my dream car for a long time. I had a poster of it up for a while before I got to buy it. And it's just been a blast owning this car. And the looks that people give you when you're driving this car, like when you pull up to a restaurant, you know, it's just, people respect you. It's also really good for business deals, like especially when you're young and you try to close a business deal. It really helps if you have a cool car, and it kind of is social proof and business success proof that like you're doing well in business and you're doing well in life. And it's just all around a really, really cool thing. And I want to make sure that everyone should be able to experience something like this. It's really achievable, guys, as long as you work hard and you work smart and you work consistently and you persevere. So like always, guys, please like this video. Took some time out of my day to make it for you guys. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys didn't like it, then you can dislike it, that's fine too. But hopefully you guys liked it. And if you guys haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Vince_Wang_CEO. I'm pretty active there. I post very frequently, and the first updates, you know, updates about my personal life are on my Instagram. And also, guys, don't forget, right now, comment below what your dream supercar, or not even super, just dream car would be. And it's really all about visualization and then keeping that in your mind. So make sure you guys drop it down below, not for just me, but for you too. So guys, that's gonna be it. And guys, I will catch you in the next video. Peace.